So get yourself cozy, set your space, really whatever will help you kind of just calm your mind from your day. So if you're just transitioning from a work meeting or, you know, feeding the kids, whatever, just try to come here. And if it's lighting a candle, if it's cleaning up your space, and if you have an essential oil, grab it. Ones that were either sent to you from Laura or one that you have around. If not, if you have a scented oil, just kind of have it handy because it will help enhance the meditation experience in the whole night. Oh, and grab a journal. So we'll start in about a minute.
Do you have a lot of homework? That's crazy. What? Oh, reading it? I got it.
All right. So let's get started. And Alyssa, if you don't mind, if you're able to mute everyone, or I might be able to. But we are just gonna jump right in and we're gonna do our 10. Can you guys hear me? Yes, okay. All right, so let's do a 10-minute meditation and then we'll get into all the fun. Okay, so find a comfortable seat. And when you're there, close your eyes. And figure out if there's any way that you can become 5 to 10% more comfortable in your posture. And let's check in. Let's try to have an energized, upright spine. And bring your shoulders back and down. Feel your seat on your chair or couch. And have both feet on the ground. And have your palms resting on your thighs. And first, we're just going to do a quick scan of the body to relieve any tension that's no longer needed. And try to rest, ground yourself into the night. So first, we're going to take 3 big breaths in and out of our nose. And the exhale is a little longer than the inhale. So the inhale, breathe in, hold, breathe out through your nose. And this time I'll count, breathe in, 1, 2, 3, 4, hold, 1, 2, breathe out through your nose, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And do one more on your own, breathe in, hold, breathe out through your nose. And first notice where you were breathing, in your chest or in your stomach. Try to breathe in your belly so you can get those deep diaphragmatic breaths to help calm your nervous system. And to get there, let's take some deep belly breaths to remind you that. So take a deep breath in, your belly rises. Exhale, belly falls. Take another deep breath in, belly rises. Exhale, belly falls. And now just be aware of the breath, where you can feel your breath in your body. Some people feel it in their chest or their stomach. And kind of like how you let your breath go in and out, you don't attach to it. As your thoughts come, try to treat them like your breath. Let them come, let them go. The human mind is meant to wander. No judgment, be aware of it. Just try to catch yourself and come back. And now let's look into any sensations that are no longer necessary. Bring your attention to the back of your neck. And let's rinse away any tension in your shoulders. So bring your attention to the right side of your neck. And take a deep breath in and out. And slowly walk your attention to your right shoulder. Notice if you've kind of hunched over, try to bring your shoulders back and down. And take a deep breath in and out. Release any tension from that right shoulder. And now notice the left side, the left side of your neck. And slowly walk your attention down the left shoulder. Take a deep breath in and out. Release any tension in that left shoulder. Notice how it might be different from the right. If your mind's wandered, just be aware of it. No judgment. Come back. And sometimes we need a couple extra moments to release tension, and allow yourself those moments. Take another deep breath in that left shoulder and out. Now call up a little suffering that you're experiencing. Something little from your day. Think about a situation in your life right now, a worry, something you're stressed about. And we're going to go through 3 moments of self-compassion. So the first part, and self-compassion is really just helping you be your best friend, support yourself in those difficult moments so you can bounce back in conversations and in life a lot quicker and be kinder to yourself along the way. So when you think of that difficult experience, maybe think of one today, waiting in line for coffee, a difficult conversation. Think of the feelings that you felt, kind of he said, she said. Call up that experience. And the first thing you want to remind yourself is, this is a moment of suffering. Find whatever language that speaks to you. You can say, oh, darling, that was hard. That was really hard. Whatever that is for you. Just acknowledge that that's suffering. Suffering is a part of life. The degree and flavor of it might be different, but we're all human. We all experiencing it. It's not wrong or right. It's part of life. Now, next, ask yourself if you can be kind to yourself in this moment to bring the calmness down. Sometimes it's helpful to put a hand on your heart or your stomach. The physical touch helps to calm yourself, almost like a hug from a good friend. Feel the warmth of your hand, letting those feelings of care connect to your physical touch. And remind yourself, I'm here for you. It's going to be okay. You're allowed to feel any sort of suffering, small or big. And just try to practice being there for yourself, not having to seek out support from others, but always know that you have this support inside of you. And then bring your hands to your thighs. And let's check in the body again. Notice where you might be holding a little more tension that we can let go of before we focus on how to unblock ourselves to connect to our authentic self, to continue to manifest what we want for the rest of the year. Bring your attention to your belly. Take 3 belly breaths. Take a deep breath in, your belly rises. Exhale, belly falls. And if your minds wander, just be aware of it. No judgment, come back. Inhale, belly rises. Exhale, belly falls. And last one on your own. And in this moment, decide what sensation is no longer serving you in your body. Is it the tight shoulder? The tight hips, the back? Decide one part that you can release and be a little loose, a little more relaxed. And then bring your attention to your heart, to your chest. And just notice the quality of your breath. Notice if your breath is slow and steady or if it's fast. No judgment, just be aware of it. Get super curious of sensations, kind of how you experience emotions through the body. And lastly, let's release any tension in the face. Unclench the jaw if you have it clenched. Notice your right cheekbone and try to drop any tension from the right cheekbone. Notice the left cheekbone. Take a deep breath in. Release any tension from the left cheekbone. Notice your temples. Notice if there's any tightness there left over from computer screens or reading. Try to release any tightness around the eyes, all the muscles around the eyes. Relax the eyebrows. And bring your attention to your forehead and try to release and rinse away any tension in the face. Take a deep breath in and out. Another deep breath in and out. And with your eyes closed, slowly, very slowly, wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Bring your shoulders up and back and down, up, back, and down. And slowly open your eyes. All right. So I hope we were able to let go of anything, unblock anything in the body that we need to unblock, and kind of get into the night. So I'll let Alyssa take it from here.
Yeah, thank you so much, Alicia. As always, great to ground down before we kind of get it started with the manifestation series. If you didn't attend last week, it's not a big deal at all. We're really excited that you're here tonight. So we're going to try something a little different too. We're going to go into breakout rooms, which will be really fun. So I don't know if you've ever been in a breakout room, but just to give you a little bit of some housekeeping around Zoom, feel free to take yourself off on mute anytime. Feel free to come on camera. We invite you to actually come on camera. If you don't feel comfortable being on camera, absolutely, totally fine. We still encourage you to chat or go ahead and get on an audio. You'll get in breakout rooms with random people that are on, that you might know, maybe you don't know. So you get to know different people throughout the session tonight. And Laura is actually going to go ahead and give us a little bit more information on how to use essential oils, not just in meditation, but in how I use them, which is every single day for every ailment I have. So I'm going to go ahead and pass it to you, Laura, and then we'll get started with night, and we'll end at 7:15.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Week 2, super exciting. I wanted to give everyone a little bit of insight into how to use the oils that they have just throughout the week. I've had a really, really anxious day. I don't know why. I just have a lot of nerves today. So I kicked off with all the oils that everyone should have with them. I started my day with peppermint, which I do daily to open up my respiratory system, and I rub it right under my nose and I inhale it, and it gives me an energy boost and gets me going for the day, and I love it. The second thing I do is I immediately go and I get my first glass of water. I drop a drop or two of wild orange in there, which it really energizes me as well. And it also detoxifies. I feel really clean when I'm doing it, kind of like when you put lemon in your water, but I put the wild orange essential oil and it's great. And then lastly, I did this right before we got on the call, you guys. I started rubbing lavender on the bottoms of my feet. I just am obsessed with it for calming, and it is great to just bring yourself down from the day. I am constantly go, 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 go all day. And so when I put that lavender on my feet, it's like, you know what, your day is over, you're ending, you're coming back to earth, you're chilling out. So use your oils anytime you feel it throughout the week, while you're journaling, while you're manifesting, anytime that you feel like you want to grab that oil. And you can reach out to any of us and ask how to use it if you're not sure, but there are so many ways to use the oils you have. So enjoy.
And Lisa, I was just thinking of a nickname for Lisa, the high priestess of Grayback. So I mean, I'll let you introduce yourself, but Alicia's not just a therapist. She's also does executive coaching and led our last series, and also is a Dare to Lead, if you don't know Brene Brown at all. She's a certified facilitator, but I'm gonna go ahead and give it to you, Lisa. So thank you.
Okay, there it goes. Welcome back, everybody, and welcome to anyone who's here for the first time. Manifesting is an ongoing process and something that we're all just stepping into, or people have had a lot of experience. I've talked to a lot of people this week, but we can't ever hear these tips too many times. And so if you weren't here, you won't be behind, because I will remind you and bring you into the nest, into the manifesting magical nest that we wove together last week. And then we have one more session next Thursday, of course. So today the theme really is getting unblocked. And what I want to invite you into doing is we're going to play more with each other and play more with our successes and our challenges. And so be in the chat, play in the chat, and then have fun in the breakout rooms. So awareness is your very best friend. Well, it's your very best friend anytime you can get to it, but especially this week. And so I want you to share in the chat anything that you want about this last week, what you're trying to manifest, and if you want, share any manifesting brags you had. Amy wrote, I've had a great week. Since our last time, I've written and focused on growing my company, not only for increased revenue, but more meaningful work, and it came about already. I've already been a person that accomplishes my intentions, and writing about it, etc., is helping me really harness and take control over it. Well, that's like the best way to start off the manifesting day. Thank you, Amy, for putting that in there. So share with the group any manifesting brags. That's what I call it. I even have hashtag manifesting brags, manifesting rocks, just anything that that helps you step into the energy of like, oh, this is working for me. And I had one myself. I had told you all that I wanted to connect with a company, and I don't know what happened. I think I got emailed while I was on the call with you. Someone had read an article that I was quoted in, and she said, we want you to come in and talk to our people. And I was like, this is great. I mean, it really did happen for me. And so I'm curious for any of you where it's going. And then while you guys are journaling, I'll read in the chat, and we can share more with one another. So from here, what I want you to do is get your journal, and I'm going to invite you into some journal prompts that you can then take into the breakout room to share with one another. All right? So this week is really about dialing into your authentic self, right? Last week, I talked about your inner wisdom. And another way I call that is your authentic self. And the closer you are to being able to hear your inner wisdom, what I can promise you is the more easily you will make challenging decisions with ease, right? And that authentic self, it's like the part of you that is just like, you know what your absolute yes is, and you know what your absolute no is. And we see that a lot with kids. Like, kids just do not mince words. They're like, no, I don't want to eat that, or yes, I do want that. And I want you to think about, throughout this session tonight, I want you to get in touch with that authentic voice, that absolute yes or that absolute no. Because the more we're tuned into this, the more easily it is to draw what we want, or the kind of partner that we want, a partner with the same values that we share. The more easily it is to draw that into our lives when we're connected to that authenticity in ourselves. I'm trying to think of what you could do in the chat. Well, in the chat, list 1 or 2 or 3 of your known strengths. What do you know that you're really good at? Let's see if you guys are really diving into the chat. Not really. Play. Let's play together. And if you don't want to do it in the chat, do it in your journal. Write down 3 of your strengths. Some people call it like your superpower. I like to call it strengths. It can be your superpower, but just things that you know about yourself. Thank you, Lucky. Oh, these are great. This is great. Ambition, positivity, kindness, building community. Siobhan, yes, definitely. Humor, empathetic, being vulnerable, connecting with others. Alyssa, that's you, Alicia. Alicia, you
Let
gotta
me change my name. I'll change my name.
I'll go crazy. Okay, competition, dancing. Arcana, that's wonderful. Heather, achiever, positivity, focused. Beautiful. Okay, you guys are already way ahead of me. So here's what I want you to do now is come back. You're going to come back inside and you're going to journal for a bit. And I'm going to give you some prompts. And maybe, Alyssa, you could write them down, if you would, my prompts, just so people have a reminder. Okay, so this is what you noticed this week. What were things that you said to yourself that were kind and uplifting? What did you say to others? Things that were kind and uplifting. What did you notice that happened out of the blue? Kind of like I just got that email, like out of the blue, somebody found me. Remember that when we are writing, it is your best point of focus, really writing in your journal, right? Pencils and pen in your journal, because it creates a vacuum for your thoughts. And that's what manifesting is all about, is it is this vacuum of intentional focus. And the more you do it, the more it works. Something that I thought of this week is a great time to do your manifesting work is piggyback it with a habit that you already have in place. So for me, in the morning, I drink my lemon water and then I have my coffee, and I just love this time. And then I do my meditation. So I piggyback my manifesting work while I'm having my coffee, because I'm not going to skip my coffee. I just know it. I don't skip my coffee. I love my coffee, and coffee is very good for women, by the way. And so piggyback your manifesting practice with something that's already solid. Don't add something that like is, tricky to when we have to inspire a whole new thing, it's hard to do. But when we piggyback it, we're far more likely to have success with it. Okay, so I I also want you to, in the breakout room, talk about what worked well in your manifesting practice this week. So these other questions are just, what did you notice about yourself this week, right? What did you notice about your week? That's your authenticity. And now I want you to get a little more concrete. What worked well with your manifesting practice and what was challenging? Okay? So take another minute or so to write. I'll time it. I'm going to give you a minute and a half. Just to do some journaling.
Lisa, could you share what was challenging in your manifestation practice?
Oh, yeah, I was going to with the 17 seconds, but you're calling me out. You know, when you want something so badly and it involves another, that's a whole different practice. You know, that merits therapy and coaching. So I just noticed that, like, I had all this good energy with all of you. And in my 17-second exercise, and if you weren't here, I'm going to teach it to you again so you'll learn it. And I noticed where once I have a disappointment, my practices can kind of fall out. You know, it's like, woof. And I have to drum up my strength again to get, it's not so much belief, it's the willingness to keep going, even though sometimes manifesting can be a slow process. That was my challenge. And I can get more into that, more specifics, when I teach the 17 seconds again. Do you want to share, Alicia, anything challenging for you or anything that worked well for you?
I think I'm one of them, and I'm sure there's others here, that I had a hard time articulating my manifestation brag, like exactly what it was, getting super clear. It took a week to get there. So I got there today. So I think the challenge was it was a bit blurry, and I think I was trying to do a lot. But every day I got a little softer and a little more focused. So
yeah, great, you got
yeah.
more. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to send you into breakout rooms, and we're going to do our very best in doing this. It's a hand held process, right? So we're going to send you into breakout rooms, and there are going to be 4 people in each breakout room. The first person to get to the breakout room is the timer and the leader, okay? And be really strict about the time because we want everybody to have a chance, right? And so there are going to be 4 people. Each person gets a minute and a half. And so you'll have 6 minutes in your breakout room. And share with your partners in your breakout room answers to these questions or one thing that happened. There's no wrong way to do it. Just share and connect and try on being vulnerable with one another, okay? So on your mark, get set, just gently, like maybe use some of your oils and use self-compassion, Alyssa, and you can send them to their breakout rooms. And we'll see you guys back here in like 6 minutes, and you'll get a warning that you get to come back. Is it working, Alyssa?
Mm-hmm.
Great.
It's just going one by one, so it just takes a moment.
Thank you very much.
Good. We are good.
Liz, is it working?
It maxed out. So
Oh, got it.
unfortunately,
Okay.
so I'm just going to bring everyone right back.
Okay. We're all learning together.
Sorry, guys.
We used to be in person, so. Hi, Erin. I see you.
We're all back. I
All right, Lisa.
apologize. We're going to just do it right here. We're not going to do the
Yep.
breakout rooms. It's gotten a little crazy on the Zoom and it's just making it a little challenging. So I apologize for bringing you up, pulling you back in. Okay.
Okay, so everyone got back?
Everyone's
Yes.
back.
Oh, good. Welcome back, everyone. Awesome.
It's so weird to go zooming out like that.
Zoom, I don't think Zoom even expected. Zoom didn't, they did manifestation practices, but didn't expect it to boom like Zoom boomed. And by the way, who manifested this weather? Thank you so much. Anyone who worked on clearing the sky and clearing the air, you did a kick-ass job, right? Okay, so on my screen, we lost the chat. And so if you don't mind going back into the chat and chatting what you're manifesting and chat with everyone, any of your manifesting brags, that would be delicious. And then I am going to ask in the reactions button in the lower bar on the far right hand side, if you just do like a high five, I think that's one of, oh no, a thumbs up and a clapping. If you do a thumbs up, then I'll know I can call on you. Is anyone willing to share, since we're not in the breakout room, is anyone willing to be vulnerable and share anything from their journaling thus far? And you guys already know me, I'll call on you if you don't volunteer, so.
Looks like Wendy Vandermeer was open to it.
Awesome. Wendy, will you share?
Sorry, I didn't know what I was doing. I just jumped up because it was so much fun.
That's so good.
I
Okay.
think what I've told myself this week is that I'm loved and lovable, and that I'm courageous and brave and kind and don't have to solve everyone else's problems, and that I can let go and let others live their own lives.
It's just so fabulous. Is that you, Wendy, not on camera?
I'm not on camera. Sorry. Should I put on camera? Sorry.
On camera so we can see.
We'd love to see you.
Yay. So how was that for you this week?
It was good. You know, I missed it last week, but my friend Lori Collier invited me in. So I was telling her I did the meditation, and my daughter, who's 23 and is working, was behind me working while I was doing it. And then when it was done, she's like, Mom, can you send that to me? It was so fabulous. So.
Can you guys imagine if all of our 20-something-year-olds in the world, I mean, everyone had this body of work, like long before all of us are getting it?
Well, I'm sending it to my 3 girls who are all in their 20s, and they're very psyched. So.
I love working with 20-something-year-olds. They're just the best. Yeah, and there's so much more access. My 15-year-old said to me, Mom, what I realized about anxiety is it's okay to be uncomfortable. And that's a feeling that I can just let pass. And if I let it pass, I'm okay. And the more I do that, the more practice I have doing that, the better I feel. Wow. Imagine that. That's the same thing with manifesting. If we just dive into the practice and keep practicing it, the more expanded we get in our heart, in our mind, in our courage. Who else is willing to share?
I think Sylvia was.
Yay, Sylvia.
Hi, everybody, and thank you so much for putting this together. So I actually I was very lucky to have a meeting with Lisa last week as well on the call, which I recommend to anyone. And I think doing something for the last couple of years, I've been keeping the 5-minute gratitude journal, which is really a powerful tool. I also have a vision board. So this week, I think, this past week, I actually kind of started honoring more my vision board. So I did a little more of a of a tiny altar, started lighting up candles and just feeling on that, because I have some, just like all of us, some huge dreams that can be very intimidating, and just keeping more faith. I think, through these crazy times with just the world ending in a funny, or just what feels the end of the world, it's very easy to lose hope. And I think at times too, I've been finding myself getting impatient and being like, oh my God, like I want this now and I want this to work out. And at times, even though I have a daily practice and a daily mantra, I think maybe not slowing down and honoring, even those dreams, or even, kind of lighting, which these tiny candles for it, was a way of like, just keep the faith, just keep the trust in it. So
Thank you.
that was kind of cool.
That was great. It was lovely to meet with you. Look at what Caitlin said. Manifesting becomes 100% debt-free. This week I found an FSA card I didn't know I had that had $1,000 balance. So I didn't have to put a dental procedure on my credit card. Oh, that's fabulous. I keep a money manifesting journal, because I tell you guys, once you start this dance, I have this whole money manifesting piece that I do with people, and we can figure out how to share that. It's very fun just to keep a log of evidence of like, oh, there it is. And oh, that happened. And wow, I didn't know that was there. So that's great, Caitlin, that you brought that up. Okay, let's take one more share. Anyone, do you see anyone, Alicia and Melissa?
Siobhan, what do you got for us?
Amina wants to share.
Somehow I knew that was going to happen.
You manifested it.
I did. Unbeknownst to myself, I manifested that. I this week was really focusing on manifesting like feeling more connected to my boyfriend. Just because it's been such a difficult time altogether in 2020, and then for both of us, we've just had so much going on, and I'm working from home, but he is back in the office, and some of you know he works like very off hours. He works 2 p.m. to midnight, or 12 p.m. to midnight. So we just, sometimes we're ships passing in the night. And so I was really kind of trying to focus my energy on even just re-engaging myself, and just in small ways. And so many of like our needs that we typically have changed just during this time as well. So I wanted to spend some time thinking about that and manifesting around it. And it went, I kind of, part of it like dropped off during the week. I first felt like I was doing it and I was happy about it, and then I totally forgot. And then last night he comes home when I'm often in bed already, and so he came home last night, and I was like half asleep. I'm just like, oh, I'm going to bed, like have a good dinner or whatever. And he came in and gave me like a really nice long romantic kiss, and I was like, wow, that was really nice. I didn't even ask for that. I didn't even, and it was like such a small thing. I literally then went to bed.
That's a perfect out of the blue.
Yeah,
right?
That's what I was thinking.
Out of the blue, he just came in and gave me this nice long romantic kiss, except that you set up the intention for yourself to re-engage in that way this week.
Yeah.
Thank you. So nothing is too big to imagine, including Siobhan's boyfriend romantically kissing. No, I'm
You said it was a safe space. Yeah.
Never override or second guess your inner wisdom. She's in there, he's in there. And once we tune into really listening, then, like I said, your world starts to expand. So the second piece that we talked about really engaging with all of you today is identifying blocks from your past, which kind of is like, oh, do we really have to go there? But we do have to go there. And I want to give you some more journal prompts. So, Lissa, you ready for typing?
Yes.
And I do a whole big, beautiful body of work around firing your inner bully. And what I mean by that is really starting to capture the things that we say to ourselves that aren't very kind or loving. And you'll know it's your inner bully if you ask yourself, would I ever say that to my best friend? And I guarantee you the answer will be no. And then you're like, oh, there you are. You're my inner bully. And I think I mentioned, I don't know if I mentioned it on this call or another training I was doing with some families, but my inner bully, her name is Mrs. Smith. Did I talk about her last time?
No.
No. Okay. So my inner bully, her name, she's such a bitch. Her name is Mrs. Smith. She was my 9th grade teacher. And she had like the worst coiffed hair and bad taste in clothes. And she told me I was the worst student she'd ever had, that I couldn't write, that I would never amount to anything, and that she couldn't stand to have the likes of me in her classroom. That was my 9th grade self-esteem boost from her. And, you know, as much work as I've done on myself, I've been in therapy and done work on myself since I was 10. Even though I've had all this experience, I have to say that kind of kicked my ass in my lifetime, until I did all this work to kind of excavate her and give her back to Mrs. Smith, and did some fun writing about it, and did, you know, some a really cool workshop on how to fire your inner bully. And so I want you guys to start to get in touch with your own inner bully. And then this week we'll send out in the reminder, I have a PDF on the steps to fire your inner bully, because it's really important work. It's worth it. Because once you learn how to quiet that inner bully, I mean, first you have to even get to know that voice. I didn't name Mrs. Smith until probably 5 or 7 years ago. I knew she was in there, but I didn't really name her as such. Then once you start to name it and really get a grip on it, you can like throw her out or throw him out. You know, you get to decide the gender too. Okay, so get really quiet with yourself. And this is so perfect. It ties in with Alicia's self-compassion. And Laura, this is probably why your anxiety was kicked up, because you intuited that I was going to do some really deep, beautiful work. So do take a minute to take your essential oil and just give yourself a little boost of self-compassion with your hand on your heart, oils. Open your journal and like, we got this, you know? Okay. So I want you to get quiet with yourself and make space for your inner bully before we fire their asses. Okay. So what are some of the mean things your inner bully says to you? And if you want to put it in the chat, I mean, I was vulnerable. I told you guys what my mean inner bully says. What is your inner bully most afraid of? What might your inner bully be trying to protect you from feeling? That's a lot. Alyssa, sorry. What is your inner bully trying to protect you from feeling?
Oh my gosh, I started reading the bully responses and they freaked me out at first, and I was like, because it's all the mean things everyone's saying to ourselves. But I just started reading it and I was like, what is that? Oh my goodness. Yeah. Sorry.
I appreciate the compassion.
Yeah.
The reason that this is so important in your manifesting work, because you'll notice it's deep unconscious programming. You know, I always say like that ticker tape that goes at the bottom of the TV, like, are there still TVs, ticker tape? I don't watch TV, so I don't know. But, you know, it's like that scrolling underneath programming. You know, I'm talking like a 55-year-old woman that I am, but those are the olden days. That's what we used to have. But that's what your inner bully's like. It's like that that programming, that underlying gunk that is in each of us until we do the work, right? When did you first hear its mean voice? I probably should have put these on a slide and we could have just popped it up. I'm sorry about that. What is one area in your business life or your personal life where your inner bully really shows up?
And we'll be sending out the journal questions after as well. I know it's kind of hard to think through them right now.
Yeah. But sometimes things can pop up.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, even if you like, oh, right, that teacher, and often it's teachers. I mean, there are so many fabulous teachers, but the ones that have wounded kids, I won't even tell you where I think they should go, but very often we have an experience from an educator that's painful. What is one thing your inner bully has taught you? Like, I know I wouldn't be doing this work if it weren't for Mrs. Smith. So I write her thank you notes all the time. Catch that, Mrs. Smith.
Do you send them to Mrs. Smith?
I don't know where she is. Kind of hard to find a Mrs. Smith, but I Googled like mean 9th grade teacher and nothing came. What would be a really big risk in terms of firing your inner bully? What might you have to face, right? Like if I hung on to my inner bully, I wouldn't have ever had to like work with people. I could just say, well, I suck. I'm not going to be anything. And I could have like maybe stayed on the couch and watched TV, but I didn't have a TV. What is one thing you want to change about yourself and feel afraid to do so? I can see a whole new series for Grayback, like how to fire your inner bully, right?
I think that could be a course all on its own, Lisa.
It can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We want it, we crave it, we need it.
Yeah.
Okay, so everybody.
It could just be Alyssa and I. We'll have enough content.
Yeah. Personal examples only.
Okay, I want everybody to write this down. No excuses. Even if you have your phone, type it. I want you to write down, I am willing to ignore my inner bully this week. When he or she rears her ugliness, I commit to saying, go to hell. And let my inner bully know that its advice is not needed, at least for this week. I'm going to say that again. I'm willing to ignore my inner bully this week. When he or she rears her ugliness, I commit to telling them to go to hell. You have to say that part really loud or write it really big on your page. And that their advice is not needed, at least not for this week. And we will send out a handout. Okay. I want to take a share of someone who wants to share a little bit, a story about their inner bully, just so I'm not hanging out there all by myself. Let's see if there are any hands. All these
What
people.
type of story? What type of story do you want them to share, Lisa?
Your inner bully story.
Maureen would like to share.
Yeah, great.
And we have a few more. Perfect. I'm writing it down. Go ahead, Maureen.
Yeah, so I've been looking for a new position for some time during COVID. And I had really only one viable opportunity come up, at least to date. And it didn't hit all my criteria, but I found myself rationalizing a bunch of stuff. And I had worked with a coach in the past who'd really pushed me hard. And there's a part of my brain that's really analytical and pragmatic, but I also know that it is heavily influenced by fear. And then there's the other part of me that's super passionate and is like, oh, you should just hold on to what you really want. But I'm a single mom with 2 kids, and I had just a huge amount of anxiety because it required a relocation too. It does. I ended up taking it, and I've been in the first week. So last week I was attentive to the session, but frankly not as much because I was trying to negotiate a letter. And I just really was like, wow, what if I made another mistake here? I'm like gonna turn 50 soon. And I'm like, do I have the run room to make another mistake without it really hurting me? And so I was like, no, I'm just gonna be courageous. And then I was like, nah, that's just you rationalizing your, to take it because you have this fear. So it's been really tough because I feel like.
Let me jump in a little bit.
Yeah.
Let me jump in just because sake of time and everything. So your inner bully has you doubting your decision making.
Yeah.
But it sounds like your inner wisdom was in there and you took the job. And so your manifesting journey, which we're going to take people into now, like learning tools to reprogram this self-doubt, or learning tools. I'm going to teach you a tool, a really powerful tool that ties into manifesting. Right now, you've got the job. Yay, we all are grateful when we have work. It may not be your perfect job, but you've got work right now, and you do have 2 kids. And so these next couple of weeks, and while you're onboarding, use manifesting to affirm that this is the right decision. Notice how I said, use manifesting to affirm that this is the right decision. I didn't tell her this is the right decision, because I don't know, and she doesn't know.
I don't know.
But what we do get to do, and thank you for sharing, and forgive me for cutting you off a bit,
Yeah.
and make sure you get time with me if you want on scheduled time, and I can go into it more deeply with you. But what we want to do is use manifesting to support us, to support and strengthen our inner wisdom. I had you guys get in touch with your inner bully because we've got to know that voice before we can pivot into a more powerful manifesting practice. This is where I see manifesting get blocked for people. It's like, why isn't it working? Because you have to excavate the gunk, right? Think of a fish tank. It's like you got to get in there and clean it all out before the cute fish like swim around and can see clearly. And that's what I'm doing. It's not sexy, it's hard, it's painful, but we can do it. And there's so many fabulous coaches and people in the world to help support you in doing that. So where that takes us now is into a tool that I want to teach you to reprogram your self-limiting beliefs. And the self-limiting beliefs come from that seed that got planted from all the different people in our lives. It's the seed of the inner bully, right? That got planted. It sucks. It's not nice. And find a friend to catch you. When you say mean things about you, have them catch you and say, no, you don't get to say that anymore. Okay, so this tool to reprogram self-limiting beliefs is the use of affirmations. Affirmations are I am statements. They're declarations that something is already true. And when you say I am, I call those self-manifestations, right? Because those are affirming. You all did that so beautifully in that list when I asked you to list your 3 strengths. And if they're not still in the chat because we had our breakout room faux pas, put your I ams in there and please type I am, right? So someone said organized, put I am organized, right? Because you're really owning it. So we're going to take a couple of minutes and I want you to kick your inner bully out, right? We told our inner bully, go to hell this week, solidly this week. And what we're going to do is embody and take on our I ams. I gotta say, it's really amazing to teach kids this. I don't know if any of you have kids, but kids eat this stuff up and it's like foundational for their self-esteem. I designed a program to help kids grow self-esteem, and the whole foundation of it is teaching kids affirmations, okay? So with you guys, I want you to make a list. I'll be quiet, even though I'm totally passionate about this. I want you to make a list of your I ams, what you know to be true about you, not what you're good at and not what you're feeling. Wait, hold on. I take that back. It can be what you're good at, but it's like this. It's not like I'm a good tennis player. No, I am athletic. Do you get it? Okay. And if you don't get it, it's okay. I'll help you. Okay. Have fun journaling. When you get to stay here, we won't send you into any breakout rooms. I am willing, I am committed, I am wise, I am intentional, I am manifesting things. Okay, so come in for a landing. Put some of your I ams. Just come off mute, anyone, and just say I am, one of your I ams. Mara, come off mute and tell us one of your I ams.
I am compassionate.
I am compassionate. Beautiful. Kate.
That actually was what I was going to share as well.
Beautiful.
But I've got, I am organized.
Lovely. Amy.
I am generous in thought and actions.
I am generous in thought and actions. Wow. Beautiful. Anyone else? Alyssa.
I am filled with energy that radiates out into the world.
Yeah, that's great. Sylvia, I'm lovable. I am a beautiful light for certain. Anyone else? Add your I ams in the chat. It feels so good to read the yummy about each other. I mean, our inner bully we put in there. Ugh. Let's go to new. I am value add. Beautiful. FM Khalif. I love your smile. I don't know your name though. I am worthy. I am sexy, beautiful. I'm adventurous. Notice as I'm reading them and saying them, they then become a part of me. So you can practice them. I am pure joy. I am a storyteller. I am strong. I am smart. I am capable. I am grateful. These are so great. Borrow them from one another. We'll make one of those word things with everybody's I ams and include that. I am open to learning. Beautiful. Alicia, what's one of yours?
Mine was I am pure joy.
I am pure joy. Beautiful. Laura, what about you, dear?
That I'm a rock star.
I am a rock star. I love it. Erin, thank you. I am kind.
Catherine. Catherine, what'd you put down?
I put I am successful.
Yes, I love that.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Give us an example of that, Catherine. I'm going to put you on the spot.
I guess one of the struggles that I've been having recently was I got laid off at the beginning of COVID. So I've been really struggling to find a new job. And I found a new one. I really don't like it, but I got myself a new job. So that's a success.
Great. And Catherine, even if you're willing, put in the chat what you want. I mean, there are 47 badass people on the call, and you never know what happens. Talk about manifesting. Use a manifesting group to manifest the job that you want. It's interesting that you were called on, and then I had you go further, right? And then we'll see what happens.
That's true.
Right? Beautiful. Okay, so I want to give you some loving homework this week. Okay? You all ready?
Mm-hmm.
So one piece of the homework is I want you to write a letter to your inner bully. And I can give you, definitely can share some prompts for that. And that will come out later, but do it the way that you want to do it. And even you can collage it, you can write it, you can color it, you can do whatever you need to do, but make space for your inner bully. And then part 2 of that is honor what you've learned from your inner bully. What's a gift that you received from your inner bully? Can you imagine if Mrs. Smith told me I was the best writer she had ever met? I might be like, a news reporter today, and I wouldn't be here with all of you, So you're going to write a letter to your inner bully, and then thank you for something that your inner bully has taught you or allowed you to grow in. And then your second piece of homework, and this is all in addition to your manifesting homework, I want you to write a list of your I ams. And then just like I did with Catherine, put evidence next to it to validate your I am. Right? It's more about self-manifestation. So we're going to continue with our beautiful manifesting homework, which is decide what you want. This is manifesting. Decide what you want. Align your thoughts and emotions. And then believe that your desires will be manifested. The second part of the homework was an appreciation for your inner bully. And then your I ams and validation, evidence that your I ams get to exist. Okay? And the repeat of your manifesting homework in your manifesting practice, right, is always decide what you want, align your thoughts and emotions, and then believe your desires will be manifested. Okay, so last time I taught you guys about the 17 seconds. And then Grayback sent out the explanation of the 17 seconds. I want to read it to you again, and then I want to close tonight with the 17 seconds. And I'm going to do it again, even though I kind of got frustrated last time. But it was wild because my 17 seconds was a deeper connection with my husband. And right after we got off this call, he texted me. And that's very rare for my husband. So it did work, right, in many ways. Okay, so Abraham Hicks, Esther Hicks, right, explains the power of your positive focus like this. Spend 17 seconds of thought on that subject, flowing pure positive energy toward it. At the end of the 17 seconds, spend another 17 seconds, and spend another 17 seconds, and spend another 17 seconds, right? And these 68 seconds of pure positive thought is equivalent to 200 woman-man hours. And 17 seconds more is equivalent to 2,000 hours. And so on and so on. And ultimately, after 68 seconds, like that is not very much, you guys, we're gonna do it. It's equivalent to 200,000 woman-man hours of action. Okay, go figure. I am not a neurobiologist, neuroscientist, nothing, except that I've got a really smart brain. I don't know how it works, but I know it works in my life. What I know for sure is it puts a little pep in my step every day in a different way than if I don't do it. Okay, so y'all ready for your 17 seconds? Okay, so in your 17 seconds, you can meditate, and I highly recommend putting your oils on before you do that, or you can write. This one goes both ways. Okay, on your mark, get set, go. Again. And one last time for tonight. Okay, to close my section, close my part of this lovely evening, I want you to write down, I commit to blank this week. I gave you a lot. Commit to what you can. Progress versus perfection. You actually can create what you want, regardless of your past or current reality. You are the thinker of your thoughts. Thank you very, very much for letting me into your Zoom, into your world. Thank you, Grayback. I love being here with all of you. I'm so excited for next Thursday. Okay.
Are we? Thank you so much, Lisa.
Thank you, Lisa. And everyone, we will send out your homework and the recording and the music. And if you can kind of carve out that time sometimes it's what Lisa said about like finding that moment that you already have a routine where you get quiet. So try to just add in a little journaling around that. It might help to begin the practice to do the homework.
And
Thanks
so,
all.
thank you.
I love this so much. Thanks, you guys.
Thank you so much.
Carol. Thanks, Sylvia.
Thank you.
Thanks for everyone being so open and sharing as well. It was so
Yeah.
lovely to have everyone.
And I can hang out for a few minutes if someone has a question or something. So
could you send out the recording from last week for those of us who were not able to attend?
Yes, we'll add it on to the email as well, for sure.
Thank you.
I have a quick question. Hi,